How's it going, guys? Welcome back to CT Bushcraft. Today it's time to do a video that I've been threatening to do for a while, and it's going to be a little long, but this is a video that I really want to make worthwhile because I think that it's something that is one of my biggest pieces of kit that hasn't been talked about and therefore deserves some recognition. So today I'm going to be doing a video of my Bushcraft chest rig, which I've been carrying for about the last I don't know, couple 2-3 months maybe. It's in my most recent day trip that's been filmed and put on Facebook. I'm wearing it in that, and there's gonna be some changes coming to it probably, and I wanted to just film it as it is right now, and it's currently set up the exact way that I had it on my most recent overnighter, which wasn't filmed, but it's set up the exact same way. So I want to run through it today, kind of give you guys a background of why I use a chest rig, what I carry in it, and why I think, bushcrafting in general could benefit from one. So let's get into it, I guess. The rig itself is a high-speed gear medical pouch, I believe. I actually purchased this a long time ago from a friend. I don't think they make this pouch anymore. This pouch is probably 7 years old. I purchased it from my friend a long time ago, and I've looked on their website since, and I haven't been able to find anything that's super similar, so I don't know if they make this anymore. And it's actually got MOLLE attachments on the back. It's not designed to be worn like this at all. It's designed to go on a chest rig or a belt or something like that. It's a fairly large pouch, so I figured it's not really going to fit on a belt or be comfortable to wear there. So I took some straps off of an old plate carrier, old MOLLE plate carrier, and kind of jerry-rigged them to fit onto here and wove them into the webbing on the bottom and put them on these clips up on the back, and kind of made it into a little bit of a reverse backpack, if you will. Now I've got the sternum strap strapped, and then it kind of needed a little bit more attention, so I kind of just threw a little carabiner there in the back, as you can see. So normally, if this was set up on the plate carrier or on the hydration carrier, it would be flipped around, and you'd be wearing it as a backpack. But I've kind of fixed it up to go the other way around. It really is not that bad too hard to put on at all. You just clip that carabiner, and at least for me with my long arms, and this is a custom rig for me, it works. I'm able to clip that carabiner and get it nice, and it rides where I want it to. It rides pretty securely. So let's get into what I carry. I'll go over the gear first that I have on the outside, and then we'll throw it on the table. Show you what I'm currently carrying on the inside, and then also some of the other stuff that I throw in there interchangeably. So I guess we'll start up here. This is a Nebo Lumore, like a little lantern-like kinda. This was given to me as a gift. It's got strobe, steady on, and then it has a dim function, and then there's a SOS function in there somewhere. And it's kind of nice. It just clips it right on there. So if I'm hiking at night, I can throw it on here on my back, just so that people know I'm there. I use it as a tent light on my most recent trip. It's pretty bright, and it's just a nice little light to have there. On the front of the rig, I guess we'll start up here. There's a lot of medical components in here, and I'm first going to throw this disclaimer out there and say that I am a certified and practicing EMT, meaning I not only know how to use all of the equipment that I have in this kit, but I also use it on a regular basis. So I'm trained and frequently use the gear that I carry, and this video does not substitute medical training. I'm not encouraging any people out there without medical training to go and purchase what I have in here. I'm just saying that I know how to use the stuff that's in here, which is why I carry it in here. Also, online videos and everything are no substitute for actual medical training, and I recommend that everyone goes out and gets certified to some level. Wilderness first aid, wilderness first responder, all of those things are great just so that you have a little bit of knowledge with you. In addition to being EMT, I'm a wilderness EMT. So I know how to improvise a lot of this stuff, but I sometimes carry it with me anyway. So again, this video does not substitute medical training. This is what I carry, but I recommend you go out and get training so that you can carry stuff that you know how to use. Having said that, I carry a pair of trauma shears with me right on the top in the molly webbing. I don't know what size these are. I have a million of these lying around from work. So I just throw them in here because you can just use them as normal scissors if need be. I've got paste beads here from Sanctified Weaving Company based out of Fairbanks, Alaska. They make a lot of cool novelty paracord stuff, paracord bracelets, lanyards, and I don't know if it's going to show up this far from the camera, but all of these beads on here are woven paracord, and each one of them is a different pattern. So very cool, neat little thing. I picked up. Probably get more from them in the future. I'll link to their website. Very nice people who run the company. Had a great experience buying from them, and they make really quality stuff. I love this thing. I love just it's their paste beads, but I just sit there and play with it honestly because it really looks cool and it's very well made. So that's just looped onto the molly webbing over here. I also got a friendly Swede pocket fire steel. It all folds out from in here, and then this is also from the friendly Swede, just a paracord lanyard, so that I've got some cordage on there. Also makes it easy to pull out of the molly webbing. I got a chem light over here because those are always good. I just carry those everywhere. You buy them in bulk and I stick them everywhere. Just a simple PVC medical pouch patch so people know I got medical supplies in here. And then my Mora 510 in its original Mora sheath just slips really nicely into the webbing here. Goes through the bottom, and then up top here it goes the belt loop, if you will, goes through the top molly webbing, so makes it really easy to pull out. So I can do bushcraft work with it, defense if need be, but it also just sits really nicely up in there, but also pulls out fairly easily if I wanted to. And then, so I keep the zippers, it's got 2 zippers for the main compartment. I keep them down on this side, and then I've got a large pull tab on this one, so that one-handed I can open the whole kit just like that. And it's got these straps, so it kind of clamshells out but doesn't flop all the way open. So again, just this tab on here for easy access if I really needed to. But I don't just carry medical supplies in here. I carry survival stuff and just other useful stuff. And a little bit before I get into the actual contents, just like a little bit of why I carry this. I've been looking at some companies, and companies like Hill People Gear. They make nice kit bags purposely designed for wearing on your chest. And while those are a lot geared towards concealed carry in the wilderness, I found that I was always struggling to find pocket space for all of the little things that I carry with me while I'm out there, like my gloves and my shears and some medical supplies and whatnot. So I figured throw it all in here, have it on my chest. I can wear this comfortably with a backpack. The straps, these are very low profile straps, so they don't interfere at all. And then that way, if I'm away from my campsite and processing wood and hit myself with an axe, I've got all my trauma equipment right here. And I don't know, I've got survival gear, so if I get separated from my pack, I've got a knife, I've got lighting solutions with the light stick and this. So I figured that this is just a good, nice kit to carry on my person, so if I get separated from my gear, something happens, medical emergency while I'm away from the rest of my kit, I've got everything that I need in here to either hunker down and wait out the night, or to make it back to my car or my camp. So having said that, that's all that I carry on the outside. Let's throw it down on the table and take a look at what I have on the inside. Alright, so now we got all this stuff that I carry on the outside out of the way. Take a look at what I have on the inside. Now, this is constantly changing depending on the season, depending on how long the trip I'm going on is. Like if I'm just going on a day hike or a daytime adventure like you see in my my most recent video that I put up, I'm not gonna bring For example, I have a pile of things here that I took out from my most recent trip. Like, I'm not going to bring my irrigation syringe. I took out one roll of Kerlix gauze because I'm half a mile from my car. I'm not going to be doing extreme wound, you know, packing and closing out in the wilderness. I'm just going to, if it's a really bad bleed or something, I'm going to, you know, throw a tourniquet on, throw a bandage on it, and get to my car. And anything shorter than that, anything short of that, you know, scrapes, other like small injuries, I'm not going to be doing anything really severe to them out in the wilderness. I'm just going to be like getting it ready and just like getting back to my car so that I can get home or go get real help, you know. So I don't need like long-term medical supplies. Now, having said that, I haven't taken out this pouch existed in my kit for a long time as a dedicated medical kit without the straps on it, and was just a pod that I could throw in bags as a pretty comprehensive medical kit. So having said that, I haven't taken out all of the quote-unquote long-term medical gear that's in here. So there'll be some things in here that people will be like, oh, that's not immediate you know, trauma care or whatnot. But again, this is a very fluid kit, and I haven't totally perfected what exactly I want to carry in it all the time. So all that said, let's open it up and take a look at it. Now, the first level of things in the clamshell here are things that, hold on, bear with me for a second. Let me make sure that this is in frame and in focus, because that would be ideal, yeah. All right, so the first level of things. Now, I really do like this pouch. It's very heavy construction. You can see I have a multicam pattern. It's got layers of elastic webbing in here, so all my stuff's very organized. Nothing is loose in here. You know, I can shake it around and nothing falls out. And that's what I like about this setup. But all of this stuff on my front panels here are going to be my immediate access things. Things that I either use the most or I'm going to need the quickest. For example, my gloves. You know, my most recent adventure, it was really cold for the overnighter, and I wanted my gloves right on me. And these are just, you know, simple, buy at a hardware store, latex dipped gloves. I swear by these things. I love them. And I didn't want to be stuffing them in my pants pockets. I just wanted to be able to throw them in, you know, in my chest kit and have them there. So I've got those. Let me make sure I've got enough recording time. All right. Next, as far as survival-ish kind of gear, down on this side, I've got a Rothko, one of those space blankets, a Mylar blanket. What I like about this one, though, is it's big, and it's got orange on one side, so you can use it for signaling if you have to, but it's also one of those reflective blankets, so you make a shelter out of it. Signal, you know, whatnot. That was part of a bunch of gear that I purchased that I'll be doing another video on, but that was from a recent purchase. Now, as far as immediate access medical supplies, I got a couple pairs of gloves rolled up individually into pairs in this webbing loop up here, because if I'm, you know, using this stuff on someone other than myself, ideally I would have gloves on. Now, I don't carry a commercially produced tourniquet in here because I don't really feel like those are necessary. I do carry a triangular bandage here, otherwise known as a cravat. These things are cheap. You can find them everywhere, and they can be used for a tourniquet, but also for a sling. You know, if you need to make a splint out of a sleeping pad or something, you can use these. So these have lots of uses, one of them being you can make a quick tourniquet out of it, which is why it's right in the front. The other thing is emergency pressure dressing. It's just a simple, it's not one of those Israeli types, it's no quick clot or anything like that. It's literally just a couple rolls of gauze and an absorbent pad in one little pack. Cheap, really compact, and again, like if I nicked myself with an axe or something, throw this on, get to my car, get out. And same goes for if I was with someone. Ace bandage also up in the front here, just in the event that I needed to add more pressure or make another pressure dressing, or, you know, I don't know. They've got a lot of uses. This is something I debate on constantly. This is a CPR, a small Keychain Cpr Mask. Does have a one-way valve on it. It's a rather nice one. For its size, I don't know. I usually have this kit in my car anyway, you know, for the impromptu day hike. So if I stumble upon something, I do generally try to help out, given that I am an EMT. So I don't know. In the wilderness, you're not really going to be, presumably no one's going to go into cardiac arrest while you're out there. But so I just have a little ampule of tincture of benzoin here. My wilderness medicine friends will know and appreciate this stuff. This is a little bit more of like a long-term overnighty kind of thing, or a multi-day trip. If you just need a bandage to really stick, you throw some of that on. Again, wilderness medicine people will appreciate it. I have a roll of Conforming Gauze, like cling, also known as cling. Just, you know, if I need a smaller bandage. Now here's a thing that I often debate, as well as I'm sure other people will question me carrying, is Opa Oropharyngeal Airway. Kind of goes along with the CPR mask. If I really need to use this on a buddy in the woods, we got much bigger problems. But if you really needed it, it's good to have. It's small, it's lightweight. Going along with that, sometimes I'll also throw in a nasal airway, because these things are really thin and they'll just slide right down in there. Again, this is a little bit more of a trauma situation if you're hunting and you need to throw one of these in for someone with an airway. Again, don't use them if you don't know how to use them, but I do, so I carry them sometimes, just because, I don't know, peace of mind, why not, right? Usually don't carry both of them. We'll usually pick to carry one or the other, and I don't know, you can debate in the comments or whatever if you think they're necessary, but given my scope of practice and what I know how to do and what I've trained to do, I carry them anyway. Alright, so other things that usually go in this first level are, again, this extra roll of Curlix, which sometimes goes where my gloves are, and irrigation syringe. This is if I'm going on a multi-day trip and, you know, if someone gets a cut, you want to clear it out because you're in, you know, 3-4 days before you're coming out, you know, and so I sometimes throw that in there. In these other little pouches, I carry just Band-Aids, alcohol prep pads, tongue compressor. Use a small finger splint if you need to. It's more of your boo-boo kit, if you will. I don't think there's anything else back here. Roll of cloth, surgical tape. Just good to have if, you know, again, if you have an injury or a cut short of you needing a big emergency pressure dressing, having a roll of tape and some cling is a nice part of your kit, because you can just make like a small bandage. On the inside here, I carry a red 12-hour light stick. The color really doesn't make any difference to me. I just carry, like I said, I throw them everywhere, those light sticks. This is my medications module, if you will. I've got a bunch of different over-the-counter stuff in here. You know, indigestion, antidiarrheals, various pain medications, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, and then some prep pads to clean hands, clean wounds, and like iodine prep pads and whatnot. Just a bunch of different stuff. You can also, I mean, wilderness medicine people, again, will know, can sometimes use those to create irrigation solutions with which to irrigate a wound. That's a whole, again, this is not substituting medical training. This is just explaining to you my rationale behind carrying some of these things. This is just another little absorbent pad for, again, if you just have like a smaller wound that's just bleeding a little bit, you can use that and the cling to wrap it up. More gauze, Eyepatch, if you have an eye injury. These are just more absorbent pads. They say trauma on them, like it's some big bad thing, but it's just if you have a cut and it's bleeding, you want to throw something on there to protect it. A couple Telfa pads just for closing up small cuts and scrapes, and then a Tegaderm Opsite. That's known as a bunch of different things out there in the medical world, but if you've just got a cut, you want to close up quickly and easily until you hike out. If you're on a multi-day trip, that'll create a nice barrier to protect it until you can get it, to real definitive medical care. That just about does it. We just got one side left over here. Carry a couple burn dressings. These can be really helpful in just reducing pain and protecting a burn, and with stoves and boiling water and whatnot in the wilderness, burns are fairly common. Non-stick dressing to go along with the burns. Just a simple 3x3 gauze sponge. This I actually thought I took out of here, honestly. It's an instant cold compress, but a really small one that I found in a first aid kit. I don't know, if you're out, with kids or something, and they fall and get hurt or whatever, it's like a peace of mind thing for them to have something cold to put on it. I don't know, I'm not opposed to having it in there. It's pretty light, it's pretty small. I mean, hell, I might even use it. A couple blister bandages. People, outdoorsmen will know how good those are. Just a big band-aid. Insect repellent, a couple poison ivy, treatment towels, and that's it. So you can see they fit a lot of gear in this little pouch. And let me just make sure again that this is in frame, because I just want you to see all that I carry in it. So all of that stuff fits on the inside of these, and you can see it's got these really thick elastic bands, so none of this stuff moves around. It's got these nice deep pockets in the back for this big flat stuff kinda, and all of this stuff, I mean, there are things in here that even I debate with myself whether I need. But I figure with this, I cover my bases pretty generally for either a day trip or a multi-day trip without having to change too much stuff around. Again, there's just a few things that I might take out or add, but pretty generally this is what I keep. And also I cover the bases of emergency shelter if I need to, emergency fire, signaling with the orange rescue blanket, the glow sticks. So it kind of covers a lot of your different bases. I've got some cordage in here. I've got a full fixed blade knife that attaches to the front. I got paste beads on here. So this kit will cover a lot. There's some stuff that I'm thinking of adding, potentially water purification stuff, compass, and then maybe removing some of these medical supplies. But I feel that going through it, it kind of shows that it covers a lot of different bases, burns, blisters, like cuts and scrapes. God forbid something, you really cut yourself bad and you need to protect your need to stop the bleeding and protect the wound. You've got stuff. So the purpose of this video is just kind of show you guys why I carry a chest rig for bushcraft and outdoor purposes, what I carry in it, and give you some ideas maybe of kits you could build on your own. Again, I built this whole thing pretty much. There's, you can't really buy a bushcraft chest kit out there that doesn't exist. So again, please go get medical training. Don't use this video as training. It is not intended as such. And I just kind of want to show you guys what I carry with me, why I carry it. If you have any questions, comment below. If there's stuff you think I should add to this combined medical / survival kit, let me know. If there's stuff you think I should take out, go ahead and let me know also. I want to hear what you guys think. I'm totally open to suggestions. It's all a work in progress. So, and if you want to see this in action, go check out my video that shows my most recent day trip where I'm wearing it. Until next time, this is Will from CT Bushcraft. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. Shout us out. Check us out. Send us a message. We like to hear from our followers. Until next time, stay safe out there, folks.